Alright guys, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. Welcome to our morning note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me. Before we begin, make sure to click bottom right hand corner of your screen. There's a little white little square there with our logo. Click that, turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel, like our videos. We do appreciate the support as always. We do this every day, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on market days, so make sure to follow us. Let's talk about the market, shall we? Dow futures down 24 points. Nasdaq gaining, leading the pack, up 102 points. S&P futures up 10, new all-time high, hit overnight at 40.92 on E-mini futures. Russell 2000 index futures up 12 points, 0.57%. Bitcoin futures up 2.5% with the dollar down. 57.70. Dollar index is down 0.29%. The VIX is down 1.22% at 16.95. It is below the 17 handle. Crude futures are down 0.85% at 59.27 a barrel. Gold futures are up 0.52%, 17.50 an ounce. Silver futures up 1.14%, 25.54 an ounce. Euro dollars up 19 pips, 118.90. 109.08 for the dollar yen, down 76 pips for my Forex people. There we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at some pre-market movers. This morning, SOS got a big bid yesterday. I think it was up like 30%. It's down 5.71% now. That's pretty much the only one that I see that was kind of a big mover. Dow, what's moving? Apple up 0.59%, Intel up 0.86%, Microsoft nearly 1%. We're going to chart that today. Disney 0.10%, Nike up 0.5%, JP Morgan, the banks are down 0.37%. Salesforce got a positive note, I believe, from Morgan Stanley, up 0.61%. United Health 0.42% of the downside. Healthcare, Chevron down 0.49%. Verizon down 1.27%, Caterpillar down 0.35%. S&P Wynn Resorts up 0.77%, AT&T down 1.62%, Ford up 0.31%, Carnival nearly 1% to the upside. American Airlines is green, Norwegian up 0.61%, Tesla's up nearly 1% as well. On the Nasdaq side, AMD up 1.20%, Facebook up 0.65%, Micron 1.48%, and Applied Materials up 1.34%. Skyworks is also up 2% with Pinot Duo, PDD, up 3%. That's where we are currently. Activision Blizzard is also up 0.40%, and Broadcom, the semiconductors, are up 1%. So let's go ahead and start taking a look and see what I'm watching. So I do have Apple calls. Again, I talked about it on Twitter, and I also put a chart up on Instagram. I have the 130 calls. We should be able to get that today with this Nasdaq boost, which is great. I also have some QQQ calls with our masterclass students, the 333 calls. Let's see, they're expiring this week or tomorrow. They're deep in the money anyways. I have that break of 334.05. If we retake that to the upside, I may want to take a look at some QQQ calls for next week, but we also have Nasdaq futures long that we got in yesterday. So that was with Kevin and Anthony. So they are in on Nasdaq futures. We're long. I believe if I had to look right now where we are up 90 points on the Nasdaq futures. So again, futures are also great because it's 24 hours a day. There's no time decay. So that's nice. Let's go ahead and chart a couple things here. Microsoft is interesting. We're at 252 now. My break level was 250.93. We went ahead and broke that. So I'm taking a look at the 255s this week. Why am I looking at 255s? Again, same deal, that daily channel. Remember, the daily doesn't show the pre-market movement, but we're at a 252.07 ask. So again, we're right around here, 252, clear above this daily channel. Again, it's a breakout for Microsoft. It's a new all-time high. Again, I'm a shareholder of Microsoft. Love that stock, love the company. But 255 is my target for that. So I'll be taking a look at some of those calls for next week. Let's see if we can catch that. Not in a rush to get it this morning. Obviously, again, I'm going to let the market digest this futures movement. You usually get a little bit of a fall in the first thing in the morning, so I'm watching that. I have Apple as well. Apple broke that 50-day moving average like I talked about on Twitter and Instagram. Again, remember, still have that gap fill level right around 132. So I have the 130 calls. We should be able to get that today. If we get that, great, we'll take the profit and see if we break above 130. If we break above 130, I'll go ahead and target those 132s for next week. Maybe double dip on that. Again, Microsoft and Apple are two stocks I'm watching today. So those are the two. There was also another one, Snap. We played above 61.13. There was a lot of volume on those 66 calls. Again, I'm going to see if we can break above maybe 62. If we break above 62, it's a possible movement to the 66s or 64s. Again, it's getting some volume. I want to see if we get that continuation, but there is a gap to fill right at 63.80. So 64 would probably be more prudent. Let's see if we get the volume. So that should be 3 on the watch list: Snap, Apple, and Microsoft. Let's go ahead and take a look at Qs. Again, I already have calls. If we look at the daily, my break level was 334.05, then target the new all-time highs, which is around 338. So maybe the 336s for possible next week if you're looking for continuation. I'm not infatuated with it. I'd rather be in Nasdaq futures than QQQ. I'm closing my QQQ today for masterclass students, wrapping that up. Apple probably taking that today. Again, you can always leave a runner if you want. That's cool. But again, looking very, very solid. We had GM earlier this week that we caught. Again, I want to see if we get that break above this same channel, maybe retest. If we do, great. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Let's go ahead and put an alert at right around 61.97. If that happens, then I'll target the 64s for the next week. Again, if we break around 61.97, it is right now at 60.96. GM could get continuation to the upside. Again, I'm still looking at that daily break if we get it. So that's something else I'm watching. Other than that, it's not really much. I had some Palantir calls that are probably going to have to be salvaged today. I mean, we just been hovering at that 200-day moving average. So didn't work out. We had this break, 2-candle break, and then we fell back down. Had the 25 calls, so just gonna have to go and salvage that today and get rid of it. But it happens. Other than that, that's pretty much the only L so far this week. Other than that, has been pretty solid. So that's what I'm watching. Again, Microsoft and Apple would probably be in your watch list for today. Snapchat as well. So let's see what we get coming up. Let's go ahead and answer some questions. Good morning, Tesla. Setup for today. Tesla, again, tough one because it's so darn expensive. So it's been just ranging. And I love Tesla, the stock. But again, you could see just nothing going on for the most part. And let's go and bring up the daily and give us a little better of an idea. Again, I can see this channel. It's kind of the same thing with most tech. Again, you can see this kind of channel breakdown, this falling channel here. I can draw a couple of lines here. And you can see, again, I'm just going by the candle settlements here on the daily. And you can see a break above that. I have an alert at 722. If 722 does break, then I'll go ahead and start looking at calls. But until then, you'd be killing yourself with premium killing time decay. Man, cheers. What is that makes you want to hold NIO long term? EV. I definitely want to own EV long term. And again, guys, this is a higher risk, higher reward type stock. Again, if you can't handle these kind of drawdowns for the most part, then this is probably not in your risk tolerance. Again, I don't have a huge position in NIO either. Again, it's relatively middle of the road in my portfolio. You know, Amazon is a bigger position, obviously. Apple's a bigger position. Tesla's a bigger position. Roku's a bigger position. And NIO is kind of mid-range. So it's not like I have, you know, millions of shares. I only have on NIO, I'm looking at here. NIO, I have, NIO, how many shares do I have in NIO? I have 80 shares of NIO. So again, not like the biggest thing in the world, like it's going to affect my portfolio that much. Again, I'm willing to hold long term. I like the future prospect of EV. It is the Tesla of China. I'm rocking with it. PLTR today. No, PLTR is just ranging. Nothing to do there. I wouldn't touch it. Again, I own the stock. GME calls based off Ryan Cohen news. Yep, that was the news today. Remember, GME is extremely volatile, so there is nothing here that makes me want to touch anything on GE. Again, you can just see just downward setup here. Just nothing. It's a whole lot of nothing. Look at the daily. It's nothing to touch, to be honest with you. I own some shares for charity. I'll leave it alone. THCX, what am I adding? Let's see. THCX is at 19.23 a share currently. Right now, 16.67 would be my add level. PayPal, any idea? Love PayPal long term. I own it. Looking pretty good on the hourly. The question is, how's it look on the daily? And it looks very similar to most tech currently. Again, you could draw a couple lines here, and you can see this falling wedge for the most part. I mean, we could just cut this line here. If you want to do that, make life easier, or you could just do it as a channel. That's fine too. Again, kind of similar to Tesla. Most of these tech stocks have fallen in the same pattern from February to March. We know that. But right now, it is just testing the 50. Let's see if it does break 260, maybe say 260.64. If that breaks, that could give us a confirmation above the 50-day on the daily. It looks decent. If that's the case, there is a slight gap to fill right at 269, possibly 270s for a trade. If you want to go a little higher, maybe the 280s, 275s. But I would say 270s are probably your best bet on it. The question is, do we get the volume? Beyond getting a lot of lovely the past 15 minutes, any thoughts on it? Beyond is another expensive one. Looking at the daily, nothing there. It looks like your resistance is right at the 100-day, which is 142.33. If you look at the hourly, not much going on either. So again, I'd rather just wait on Beyond and skip it. Do you expect a return on yield spike? Yeah, you can get a spike here and there. I mean, the question is, does it affect the market? The real answer is depending on how volatile is the move. Again, 60, 70 basis points in a day, okay, you're going to get some effect. But if it's 20 basis points, 25, it doesn't matter. Yes, but again, I'm bullish financials, and yields will help that. What was Microsoft breakout price again? It was 250. Walmart 145 calls for next Friday. Let's see. Right now it's trading at 139.97, so slightly up. A break of 142 on Walmart, then I target the 145. So right now, I put a chart on Walmart on Instagram. So there's nothing there yet. Break 142.26, we can have a conversation because that's above the 100-day moving average. Nvidia for today. Nvidia, I was charting as well. We need a break of 573.30. If that happens, then I can target the 600s. Again, you can see the top range of this daily here, right around 631. That'd be my short-term price ceiling for this stock. That'd be an all-time high. I own the stock. I broke it down on charts of the day. So again, 573.30 is my level. If that breaks, then I'll go with calls. Let's see, thoughts on Roku. Love Roku long-term, of course. Haven't added any shares, but a breakout level would probably be 377.41. You can see this breakdown. The same kind of channel that you saw on PayPal, the same kind of channel you saw on Tesla. All the tech companies since the end of February, March have been a downward trend. Now we're starting to break out of this. You see the Nasdaq futures pushing as well. That's where we are. But 386.52 is your 50-day, so that might be resistance. Roku, I'm not in love with trading it, but I love owning it. Just a heads up. Twitter based off the news. Yeah, we traded Twitter yesterday actually, and we caught it. So it's right at 69.76. I had the 70 calls. We already caught it. 71.92 break. Again, look at the same pattern on tech. If we break 71.92, then I'll take a look at possible calls. But I like more Apple, I like Microsoft more, I like Snapchat more. Twitter I already took, I'm moving on. Let's see. Level to add on GME, I'm not adding anything on GME. Again, it's a pure speculation just for charity. I'm giving the profits of GME, if it hits all-time highs again, to Barstool's, the Barstool project for small businesses. That's it. I don't want to own it for any other reason. I'm good. EW has been beaten up. Do you see a rebound? EWZ, which I believe is emerging markets. Oh, this is the Brazil ETF. Looking at the daily here, 35.54 possible, but right now you're kind of hovering right at the 50-day. So, I mean, unless you're really bullish on Brazil, they're having some issues with COVID mutation. I probably wouldn't touch it here. Quick question: if you buy multiple contracts and sell most of them, and then a runner later in the day, does that count as a 2-day trade? It does not. No, it doesn't. So again, it just doesn't. It's the same. I think it's based on the same stock. But again, guys, if you have PDT, the real way to get away from it is just get a cash account, take away margin. If you take away margin, you will not get a PDT. GLGI, excuse me. I don't know much about this name. This is a penny stock. I don't talk penny stocks. I have no idea. Sorry, team. Space. Love Space, but for the most part, the break of 32.09, I'll possibly look at calls. We're at 29.45 right now. Not much going on in this name. I charted for chart of the day. I love the name. I own it, but 32.09 is my break level. And I think that's it for you guys in regards to questions. So again, let's go ahead and go over the watch list. Apple, Microsoft, Snap. Those should be the 3 things you're looking for. Qs I like, but I'm not in love with it. I'd rather be in futures long on Qs. If there's one thing we can possibly watch is a rebound on IWM, which is small caps. I think small caps do rebound. Tom Lee from CNBC was talking about epicenter stocks. IWM small caps have a lot of these names. So again, I like IWM longer term, but the question is, when do we get it for a trade? We're not there yet. So again, a break of 228.36, then I'll start targeting possible highs of around 234, 235. But until then, again, it's just a wait and see approach. I do like Apple, I do like Microsoft, and I do like Snap today. So let's keep an eye and see what we get. Apple I'll take today, Qs I'll take today, and get those out of the way. And then I'll look for a possible entry on Microsoft if we get there, if we hold up. Again, it's all dependent on volume, it's all dependent on market flow. Let's see what we get. I'll leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you tomorrow for the morning note at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow us on Twitter at G.A.R Capital, again, for market commentary. I'm always on and retweeting the news. And then chart of the day later today and market recap at 4. We'll catch you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you guys later.